Pokemon come in all shapes and sizes. They can be pretty small, but then some can also be really large. But the thing with some Pokemon is that they end up being a lot shorter than you'd expect them to be. Like, we've had our expectations somewhat skewed by the anime, and we just thought they'd look bigger. We'll be following the game data here, so what you see in the anime isn't exactly accurate. Like this Groudon here, yeah, that's meant to be 3.5 meters. That's 7 Pikachu tall. So I thought it'd be fun to talk about how much shorter some surprising Pokemon are compared to the average human height, that being around 5'5" or 1.65 meters. But for the sake of covering more typical heights, I thought I'd start from around just under 5 foot and work our way upwards from there. So let's say you're 4'7", shorter than average, but I think it's a good starting point. And you see an Iron Treads heading towards you. Scary, right? That thing's gonna roll over you. Wrong. It'll just about get up to your waist. Like, this thing is small. Like under a meter small. It is the same height as Chikorita. Okay, so it's not a problem, but here comes a Magearna. That thing's gotta be around your height, right? Nope, it's only 10 centimeters taller than Iron Treads. Okay, but what if you're just suddenly approached by, let's say, 6 Mega Evolutions? Well, you got nothing to worry about, because all 6 of these guys are shorter than you, which makes you more powerful, by the way. Also, you remember Sneasler, right? The one that carries you up cliffs in Legends Arceus? Yeah, they're 4'3" somehow, like, how? I fit in your entire bag, how does that work? So already being 4'7" makes you surprisingly taller compared to some pretty prominent Pokemon. But let's say we bring you up to 4'9". You're now taller than Nidoking, every Tauros, Conkeldurr, Latias, the long ways, Mega Ampharos, Mega Gengar but not regular Gengar for some reason, Fezandipiti, and Iron Valiant. Yeah, you're taller than Iron Valiant by a good 2 inches. They did always say the future was compact, but I always imagined it being Slenderman tall. Uh-oh, you've had a growth spurt. You're now 5 feet tall. Congratulations, you are now taller than Gengar. But not only that, you're now taller than a fair amount of humanoid Pokemon, such as Meowscarada, Hitmonlee, Grimmsnarl, Greninja, Armaldo, the 3 original genies. But wait, there's more. You're also taller than Mega Mewtwo Y, both Samurott, Mega Altaria, and Salamence. I mean, these guys look like they'd be bigger in game. But hey, you're bigger, I guess. And I can understand Pokemon like Cresselia and Darkrai being shorter than 5 foot, that's fine. But Salamence? The big dragon? Seriously? Well, anyway, you grow a few more inches, and suddenly you're now passing Blastoise in its Mega, Haunter, which is bigger than Gengar for some reason, and both Decidueyes. But more surprisingly, this also includes the likes of Gardevoir, Gallade and their Megas, Rampardos, Obstagoon, Chesnaught, Emboar, Ironthorns, Machamp. I mean, this at least makes a little sense since we're now at the threshold for the average human height, but even then you'd expect them to be a lot taller, especially Machamp. Like, I always imagine Machamp being 6'6", but to think that Jack Black is taller than this guy is crazy. Alright, let's raise you up a little bit more as we hit the upper threshold of average human height, and unfortunately we got some sad news. You're now taller than Charizard. Yes, I know. It's sad. Like, everyone has that moment where they learn, wait, Charizard's only that tall? It never feels right saying it, but it's true. And if this is how you found out about it, then I'm sorry. But hey, if it makes you feel any better, I can tell you you're also taller than every Deoxys form, Regirock, and Stellar Terrapagos. Wait, hold on. That actually makes me feel worse. Like, aren't the Regis supposed to be huge? Also, Stellar Terrapagos has so much going on with it. You'd expect it to at least be looking down on you from a hill. You know, it's literally on a hill. But no, you're just having a dead-on staring contest. Oops. You're larger now, and you've hit 6 foot. Good for you, champ. Not only do you easily outscale me, but also a lot of pretty strong Pokemon. And this includes Zarude, Okidogi, Hero Palafin, Electivire, Hydrapple, Haxorus, and Incineroar. That's right, you got the height advantage. Get in the ring! It's also worth mentioning that you now also beat out some of the Ultra Beasts, Blacephalon and Pheromosa, as well as Iron Hands. And interestingly enough, you now pass Mega Latias and Mega Salamence. Wait, what? You're even taller now? Okay, well now you've passed a lot more of the bulkier lads. Blaziken, Garchomp, their Megas, Registeel, Mega Swampert. I mean, you're even taller than Urshifu now. Not that one though. And hey, if you somehow hit 7 foot, first of all, try out for basketball if you haven't. But also, you're now surpassing a lot of the big iconic fellas. Like, you're now passing Mewtwo, Tyranitar, Roaring Moon, Snorlax, Baxcalibur, and the greatest of them all, Mega Glalie. So, what Pokemon are you surprisingly taller than? A few on this list are a lot shorter than I had anticipated, like Iron Valiant and Salamence to name a few. And also, there's like no way that Al Pacino is the same height as Regirock, right?
What's my name?